welcome to the episode 1 of the Copium Take. I'm your host, Drew. I'm here with... Don't all jump in at once.
Oh, Jake.
And he gave us an order too.
I thought you were doing the talk about the NBA thing first, and then talking about us.
This guy. I think the pod's over. Who else is here?
Jonah.
So I think little intro to the Copium Take. Like the title says, we're gonna give our Copium takes on as many sports as we'll be able to talk about. I think the only sports we'll really talk about are the ones that overlap with our interests, which will be mostly NFL and NBA. But maybe, hey, we'll throw a little other sports in there. Maybe if someone brings it up. Maybe we'll throw in a little nonsense like the way this has started. Jake was given an order. He didn't listen. And look at him. He's just sitting there.
Like that's new.
It's not new, but maybe the two viewers might know it's new to them. It's new to them, Jake.
Well, they got to get used to it at some point.
You know what it was, Jenna? He's playing 2K.
No.
Damn it.
I knew this would happen. We don't play 2K. You don't play 2K. Well,
fix the game.
What's the game?
They said they got to fix the game.
They'll never fix the game.
Play.
What sports game isn't broken fundamentally?
NCAA.
It doesn't exist.
I'll play NCAA 14 any day of the week.
I guess that's fair. You don't do it, but you say you will.
I've tried multiple times.
You're like, game shit. Can't do it anymore. Well,
Mario Strikers isn't broken.
You're right, Mario Strikers. It's never broken. Test of time. It's everything NCAA wishes it was. Wish it could be. Well, I think after that side talk, we're going to dive into NBA free agency. We're going to try to catch up. A lot of stuff has happened. To be honest, it's been a pretty boring free agency. A lot of guys just sticking with their same teams, which is always boring. We want people moving around. We want super teams being made. We want villains being made. We want people like Jonah and his Spurs being mad because they don't have any type of a pool to pull people in. All they have down there is big old women. People don't want that, Jonah. They don't want that.
Girls are too good.
I want more Bradley Beals.
But he's staying in Washington. There's not big old women in Washington.
That's what I like, the lack of movement. I don't like when guys want to win up there. I ain't like y'all.
Well, I guess with Bradley Beal, we'll start there. Bradley Beal signed a fat contract with the Wizards for some reason.
Trying to win championships.
Money.
Yeah, it's probably more that one.
That is probably the main reason.
I don't think we need to pretend like it's some reason. It's
yeah, but doesn't he want to win?
Not at the expense of the money.
Not at the expense of leaving his favorite place, Washington.
The difference is like $30 or $40 million.
And not being in Washington.
Jake, name me one other player in Washington right now.
Is Morris still there?
Oh my God.
Guys, if you stay with us, when we get to the NFL, Jake will know more. I promise. Right? Yeah, hey, hey, there we go, Jake. First Copium Take. First Copium Take of the pod. God, who would have thought? But, yeah, I mean, Bradley Beal resigns to just continuously be not good on the Wizards. I mean, I don't think there's much more to say about that. Anybody else has anything to say that contradicts my point?
I mean, I don't think it matters. The way the NBA is right now, any contract can be traded. He could end up on a good team.
Our second Copium Take.
Or Rui Hachimura and Denny Avdija. And wait, they've got Porzingis.
Yeah, they could end up just being a good team.
They could just end up being good.
But they won't.
The biggest Copium of all.
I mean, they won't. But they could. There's a chance.
The sky's the limit.
Some might
There's
say I'm
guys who somebody at one point thought were going to be good.
Some might say I'm jaded because I'm a Heat fan and maybe he was going to come there. But I think I'm just bummed that he just doesn't want to win. I mean, look at someone like another guy that got paid, Jokic. Jokic wants to be paid, and
he's winning in life.
Bradley Beal,
generational wealth for his family.
Well, You say that, but Jokic also got paid,
Yeah. What
and
are they
he
gonna win?
wins.
Yeah.
He made the playoffs this year with no help, none. So
Yeah.
explain
So
to
how are
me
they
I
any
that.
better?
mean, I mean, he had Austin Rivers, he had Aaron Gordon, Will Barton, who they just traded to the Wizards.
He had no help, and he won the MVP, and now he got paid, and he's here to
Yeah, but
stay.
he won the MVP because he had no help.
I mean, next year,
That's the
hopefully,
Copium Take.
That's
Jamal
a
Murray's back,
that's a
and
fucking. I
hopefully,
hate the Wizards. Copium Take, or the Nuggets. Actually, I'm sorry.
hopefully Michael Porter Jr.'s back holds up next season.
I think it will.
I'm a little skeptical, but hopefully.
Jamal Murray should be good to go.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that.
A good example of someone that got paid and stay. Zach LaVine re-signed with the Bulls. I think
Bulls.
that's a good move for him. I think for the Bulls, obviously, but again, I think that's just another team that kind of sits out there, kind of looking through the window at teams like the Celtics and the Heat and the Bucks in the East. But the Bulls, I mean, it's not like the Bulls couldn't have made them. They had to make this move. They made it. Zach LaVine's in Chicago for what, another 5 years, unless he pushes his way
Yeah.
out.
I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens when DeRozan hits free agency, and
He
they
leaves.
already want to get rid of Vucevic. So
Jake, the
Oh,
at
Bulls
least
are
at least the fans do.
the Bulls are your team, Jake.
I mean, as much as the team is in the NBA, my team. But yes, go Bulls, go Goose, go DeRozan. I like them all. Don't get rid of any of them. I don't want Goose gone.
That's
Big
fair.
Goose guy.
John Morant got paid. That's another one. I think a lot of these guys too, now especially, are just kind of they're no-brainers. I mean,
The Grizzlies were better without Ja.
John Morant's been
Look at their
paying as well.
record.
Did y'all see that video? The job video where he tipped the waitress like $500.
I think I saw something that said I did see a video about him last night that said someone videoed. I guess it was an ESPN thing. Videotaped him and said, "What is something you're addicted to that's not illegal?" And he said, "Money." Mr. Krabs in it out here.
Yeah, but yeah, someone recorded him tipping a waitress like $500, and then like she didn't realize who he was at first. She was like, "Who is this guy?" And she's like, "Do you play basketball or something?" And he's like, "Yeah." And she's like, "Do you play like college?" And he's like, "Professional." She's like, "Professional? What team?" And then he was like, "Memphis." She's like, "Oh, you know John Moran?" And they were like, "He is John Moran," and she kind of lost it and like ran away. It was pretty funny. And then afterwards, he said like, "Yeah, that's what I do most of the time. I eat out. I tip people like
I feel
really
like
well."
there's a lot of athletes that do that.
Oh, Ochocinco does it all the time
Yeah,
too.
that's what I'm saying, which is good. If you got the money, if you just made as much money as he did, you should definitely be tipping extra. If they give you good service. If they give you bad service, you write bad service and put 0 on there.
And then give another 200 instead of 500.
Oh, okay. I don't think that's what Jonah would do.
Not James.
We don't have to get into that.
But Jonah's a stooge. So.
He's a freaking stooge.
We
Okay,
don't have to get.
don't get into what?
We don't have to get into being served by very, very poor waiters.
Or waitresses. I mean, you're the one that just singled out a
Yeah,
gender there.
wow. Hanging at the noose.
I mean,
Yeah, let's get rid of him. Get rid of him now.
Yeah.
Get rid of him now. All right, well, keep moving through these guys. Booker gets paid for the Suns. Again, a move that just, has to be done.
Yeah.
Which
Are they
also
gonna bring Aiden back?
makes
Like,
him
that's
ineligible for the KD trade, right?
Does it?
Oh.
I think so.
I thought he signed one already. I'm not sure. That's a good question.
Maybe. Could have sworn somebody said that.
There's Devin Booker. He's like, please, I like Phoenix.
I can't be traded.
I'm not trying to go run the Nets, but I spent so many years of my life doing that. I can't do it again. Wouldn't that be so funny if he got his agent to then hire like a third party reporter for like some random news network, like the Dallas News Network, sports network down there in Dallas, like the local area, and it was like, hey, can you leak something that says I can't be traded for KD? And then the ESPN picks it up, and he's like, thank God I'm safe. They're gonna have to get rid of Ayton one way or another. That'd be
Yeah, the big list right now of the 3 guys who cannot be traded to the Nets are Devin Booker, Bam Adebayo, and Andrew Wiggins,
no.
Wiggins
which
traded.
actually
That actually
which actually ruins everybody's plans for KD to go back to the Warriors.
No fun.
Because Andrew Wiggins would be one of the pieces moving in that. It can't
No,
happen.
they'd keep Wiggins. They'd find a way.
Wait. Does the rule state that they can't trade for like Wiggins can't be traded for Durant, or does it mean they just can't both be on the same team?
Wiggins and Ben Simmons can't be on the same team.
Oh, you're that's. I think they could, I think they would be able to part ways.
What if
for-
they trade Ben Simmons?
Because Ben Simmons isn't worth anything.
No.
And
Wasn't he worth like a first round pick?
Yeah, I mean
I-
he just injured for life.
he
Why
was
should we
more of like a
trade that
throw-in because the Philly only had so many first-round draft picks to offer for Harden.
Well, I think we'll touch on the KD stuff more towards the end of the pod. I think we'll just keep moving through these guys. Garland and Zion, both super young guys, that get their first extensions. So again, nothing crazy. Had to be done. Zion's is
I mean,
a
Garland's is
little
pretty
weird.
cool because before this last season, it probably wouldn't have happened as a max.
That's true. Balled out. He was like, Sexton got hurt. He's like, thank God, it's my time to just touch this ball every freaking possession.
Sexton's an interesting one. Still hasn't been signed.
That's true. He's sitting out there waiting for somebody. He's
Pretty sure
probably
he's a restricted free agent. Hasn't got an offer sheet either.
well. He's probably the same reason where Aiden is. He's probably just sitting in limbo, for waiting for a move to happen to see where he'll go. It'll probably be very sad. Like all these trades will probably happen, and then everybody who's still left will immediately move, and then NBA will legitimately be dead till October. So, and Jake will be so happy.
You know it. Let's go NFL.
NFL. Whatever college is becoming.
Yeah, still more entertaining than any other sport.
Well, if college becomes whatever the rumor, not even a rumor, whatever it's leaning towards, you still think NBA is more boring?
I mean, college will be exciting for fans. It's just going to be bad for coaches and for the kids themselves, probably.
I think that's a copium take.
It's bad that the kids are going to be able to make money now.
No, kids have made money forever. We've talked about this. Like, they make money, just no one realizes. But that's not the issue. The issue
But
is
do they
it's
make
just
as much money?
as much money as what? NFL? No. As normal
As they
people
are
working
now.
jobs in
As
college?
the NIL deals are doing now.
I would bet they would make less, honestly.
There's no way. What?
Like the
Alright,
well, not like on average, but like if you're talking about like the peaks.
there's no way that someone before all this was legal was getting paid more peaks than
No,
what
no,
they're-
no. I thought. Oh, my bad. I misunderstood. I thought you were saying would if they go to the semi-pro route, which it looks like would happen with the new conference realignment and everything. If they do that, would kids making more than they're getting from NIL right now? That's what I thought you were asking.
Oh, okay.
And I was saying, I think the peak of NIL, I think the guys getting paid the most from NIL will get more via NIL than they would it go into like a semi-pro route.
Okay. Well, we're getting sidetracked. All right, I think we'll finish with the people that got paid. We'll go to the Trailblazers. Lillard signs an extension, and
Which doesn't kick in for a couple of years, but is literally half of the current salary cap.
I guess they're banking on that thing going up.
Yeah.
They're like, I hope it goes up, please, God. Also, Anthony Simons, which way is it?
Simons.
Simons signed a pretty big deal for the type of player he is. Had a good
Dang,
season.
just taking shots at the man.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't think he's bad, but that's a lot of money. It's just another example of if you got a kid and he's showing any athletic promise, he's playing.
He's
He needs to
over
play.
6'4".
And he's
Got a
over
basketball in
6'4".
his hand.
Put a basketball in his hand. If he can't hold a basketball, put one in his feet.
I mean,
Can't do that.
If you've got a kid and he's over 6'4",
Put one
Or
in his
just
You
nose.
just
get them
didn't
in-
know that.
Or just get them in
I think if
baseball.
he's already 6'4", it's too late. He didn't start young enough.
I mean, we're just getting them in baseball where
What if
you
he's
literally get paid to and don't get injured ever, and everything's
That's
just
true.
nice.
Everything's just nice. But then again,
All your money's guaranteed.
well, so is basketballs.
Is it at? I forget how basketball is. It the? I guess NBA's adopted the MLB's kind of thing, right? Wait, it's like that now.
Yeah, that you get
Baseball's
paid
was
for the
better
work
than
you do.
in the. Well, baseball's was better than the NBA's for a while. I don't remember if they changed it up or not. But baseball was always like the best one because it was like just ridiculous. Like you didn't have to play at all. Like there was basic. You were protected even if you got cut. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, there's that. I saw that article the other day. Some guy's still getting paid like $1 million a year, like
Yeah.
20 years something after he's retired. They're
Yeah.
like, we can't pay this right now. He's like, all right, just spread that bitch over 30 years. And they're like, that's all we can do.
Yeah.
But I think that's mainly the big names that got paid, kind of stayed
Bobby
where they were
Bonilla.
at. Is that who the baseball guy was?
Yeah, the Mets
Yeah.
Yeah. Come on, Mets. Dang. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I guess now we'll move into what big free agency moves there weren't crazy ones. I mean, it's kind of boring, but we had some at least vaguely interesting things. Brunson leaves to go to the Knicks, if I can find him on this page, and he gets paid.
alphabetical quarter go down.
know,
Let's
I like-
go.
Oh, it's gets paid.
Yeah, I mean it's a little wild.
$104 million, and he could have. And I'm pretty sure they said that he left money on the table in Dallas, and he still.
I
left.
just saw a report from Mark Cuban. Mark Cuban said they didn't even get a chance to offer him a contract.
Oh, Mark.
Yeah, I was
Mark
gonna say
Cuban?
I thought I had seen that
He's on Shark
He
Tank.
said that like yesterday or the other day?
yesterday. Today.
Yesterday or the other day.
Oh.
Which one is it? Yesterday or the?
I don't
or the
remember.
day? Oh,
I
here,
did-
there you go. Oh wait, no, this is something else.
It never happened. Copium.
But I don't know. I don't.
I think the most interesting part about this is going to be Julius Randle. If
Yeah.
Julius Randle can get back to the All-Star form he had 2 seasons ago, I think it's great for the Knicks. But I don't know.
I don't know. What would you say? You kind of gave your half copium take for the Knicks. What's the copium take for the Mavs here? Losing them. Is there a copium take?
The copium take is that Spencer Dinwiddie just fills it in and they forget Brunson exists.
Spencer Dinwiddie takes that next step, and Luka takes a fucking like 5th step. Luka starts averaging 40 for the
He's
season.
gonna average 40. He's gonna break the scoring record. It's not even gonna matter.
Luka just wins MVP because he
I mean, he's got
led
the
NBA
exciting
in every stat ever.
he's got the exciting addition of JaVale McGee to help him.
That's true. That's on
I
this list.
also
Which
pretty sure I
I-
read something
I-
with Brunson that he part of the reason he wanted to do it is he felt like he would have better chances to be like an all-star or something.
It is easier to be a guard and make it in the East.
But then, I mean, I guess, but
But I mean, also that's bad reasoning.
Yeah.
he's also
But
the
I remember
only other
seeing
good
that
player
somewhere.
on the outs besides Luka, like offensively at least.
Well, and I also think some of it
Well-
has to do with the market.
Well,
and
Tim Hardaway
everything.
Jr. is coming back.
You can't tell me you'd rather have Hardaway than Brunson.
No, I'm not saying I'd rather have him, but you said he was the only other good player. Hardaway's fine. Dinwiddie's fine.
I don't know. I think
Dude,
this
I
is
mean,
just
the
another.
Mavs have a pretty solid roster. I mean, you guys are sleeping on my boy Dorian Finney-Smith. Go Gators. And yeah,
I liked him
that's
until what you
basically
just
Dorian
said.
Finney-Smith.
That was Jake's only point. Jake like was like
Yeah, that was it. That was
Jake's
it.
like I can add another point. Nobody would just think I'm just a homer for the Gators.
Yeah, well, I mean, I
Ooh,
literally said go Gators at the
I'm
end,
just
so
a homer. I'm just
ain't
a,
hiding anything there.
I'm just a homer.
Or Bradley Beals, go Dorian Finney-Smith.
To be fair,
Well,
Dorian
I'm missing a
Finney-Smith?
Joakim Noah plug right now.
Dorian Finney-Smith played really well in the playoffs.
He did. Go to.
You
They
don't
used
know
they
that.
used to contending in postseason.
This motherfucker just brought up Joakim Noah.
That's the last time he watched the NBA.
No, I watched this year.
No,
Do you know what team Derrick Rose is on?
Derrick Rose, he is on. Yeah, he's on.
Look, you can hear the keyboard clicking.
Yeah, right. Yeah, he's on the.
I'm right.
He's on. I can't even find it. The Knicks. Okay,
Oh
I
my
actually did
God.
think he was on the Knicks for a second, but I was not confident enough to say.
Okay, with that we're gonna move on. Brunson, interesting deal. We'll touch on Malik Monk, signs with the Kings. Another guard to just disappear on the Kings and people forget about him.
Hopefully he got some nice money.
Yeah, what did he get paid? I wonder if this will enlighten us. Oh, 19 million 2 year.
Yep.
Yeah, that feels like a contract nobody else was willing to give him.
But his brother's his agent. Look, Marcus Monk hooked him up. I just like to think.
Well,
He had a few. He had a few really big games there for the Lakers. So just missed the playoffs.
He's like, Marcus, bro, come on, bro. That's all you can give me. He's like, you suck, bro. You fucking suck.
Like, you couldn't get that from somebody better than the Kings?
He's like, he's like, Shaq's the only one throwing out this money. Shaq just wants him to win. I don't even know if Shaq's an owner anymore. I thought I remember seeing he wasn't like an owner anymore.
All I'm
the
saying
Really?
is this contract is doubling what his salary was for any other team in a single season.
Well, he got paid.
I mean, like I said,
He's gonna go.
seems like a contract nobody else was willing to offer him.
He's gonna become like
Man.
the Buddy Hield now, for, like the new.
I
Buddy
didn't.
Hield.
I didn't realize for the Lakers he was playing for just under 1.8 a year.
Yeah, he played for vet men.
Yeah, so now he's getting like 9.5 a year.
Well, let's keep moving here then. John Wall. We'll finally have a new John Wall appearance. We'll finally have one. He's joining
He
the.
ain't playing.
As long as there's no socks lying around his house.
He's not a chance he's playing. He's finessing everyone.
I don't think so.
He's
I
doing
just
it
saw
again.
something that said he said the third best player is gonna have to guard me. We're gonna ball.
No,
what
the
if-
fourth best.
What if the third best player though has like a sock puppet on his puppet on his hand? Look, he's signing. Think there's any socks in there? That is wild that he hurt himself slipping on. He's been out for like 3 years.
Yeah. 'Cause he's
Stolen
just
a lot of
hustling
money
the
from a
whole
lot of
NBA.
teams.
Someone should include. He should have been included on got paid. He got paid 40 million to leave Houston.
Yeah.
That's
Did he ever even play for Houston? I don't remember him.
He did.
He did.
In fact,
Okay.
on this entire contract he just got bought out of, he only played 40 games and they were all for Houston 2 years ago.
That's just crazy. Oh, good
Never
for him.
never actually played for the Wizards on this contract.
I think the Clippers, for sure, are a slept-on team, but they should be very good next year.
I mean,
I don't even think John
guarantee-
Wall's the third best player on the team. I think it's Norman Powell. And then I don't even know. I'm not even certain that he's the fourth best player because Reggie Jackson is probably still the starting point guard.
Like they're. It's
I will
just
guarantee
crazy.
the Clippers will be at least one of the top 2 teams in LA.
I
Thank you.
can't guarantee that. I can't guarantee that because I don't know that Kawhi is going to play half the season.
I thought he was supposed to be back, like start.
He's going to be back, but he's the king of rest games.
That's a bitter Spurs copium take.
No, look it up. He has played less than half of the games since like 2016 that he's been eligible to play.
Jonah, you guys
He just
forced him out.
rests so much.
You guys did it. Stop being so bitter about him. Don't scoff at me. Don't scoff at
No.
me.
Yeah, you guys messed him up. He doesn't trust y'all's trainers anymore. Pop doesn't turn AC on. It's all
Yeah.
just a mess out there.
Pop makes fun of his conservative views. What's up with that? I want some explaining from you, Jonah.
I don't know, Pop.
You know the
Yeah.
Spurs?
For sure you don't.
We'll move on. I'm gonna let you sit on that.
Also, well, half of game. I mean, he's played 60, 57, and 52. I mean,
There are more years in there.
well, that's since he left the Spurs. I'm saying.
No, there are more years in there.
What do you mean?
There's like this entire last season he played 0.
Well, yeah, but he
got hurt.
he was injured, like major injury. That's different.
Also, that you're talking about missing 20, 30, and 20 games in a season.
What's wrong with that? Oh, Kyrie can take a month off to go party with Drake.
No, he can't.
But he did.
It's not something we just let happen.
What about What do you mean you don't just let that happen? It did. What's wrong with that? Kyrie came back better, more focused.
And then Harden immediately was like, "Get me the fuck out of here."
Well, he didn't like the weather in Brooklyn.
So he went to equally cold ass Philly.
He liked Philly, but look at him. You've seen him. You've seen those pictures. He likes the Philly cheesesteaks more than he doesn't like the weather.
No, I think he found out that Philly's more like Houston than Brooklyn is. It's got those strip clubs.
Whoa. I'm not. I'm not. All right, we're gonna move on to Gary Payton signs
So,
with the
Jonah,
Trailblazers.
just for perspective, in the 3 years since Kawhi left the Spurs, the 3 years immediately after, so not counting this last year because it was an ACL, so he was out. But in those 3 years, he played more games in those 3 years than LeBron did.
So
So my point, no one really complains about LeBron sitting like over the top
LeBron
now.
tore his groin in one of those years.
Well, he had injuries every year.
That's what I'm
Although I
saying. He
don't,
has
well,
to
I don't think
rest.
LeBron,
He
I
has
don't
to
think
rest
LeBron tore
every
his
season.
groin. I don't think LeBron tore his groin. I think he just strained it, but maybe not.
All right, we're moving on. We're moving on.
All I'm saying is that he
You
misses
gotta go
games.
quiet, Drew.
We're moving on. We're moving on.
Thank you.
We're moving on. We're moving on. Gary Payton
All right,
signs
Gary
with the
Payton.
Trailblazers.
Gary Payton's an odd one to pay that
Really?
much money for
Or did they pay
for
him
a guy who's he's the third guard. Like he's guaranteed to be coming off the bench.
a lot? I really like this.
I
pickup.
like no. I like Gary Payton. I like Gary Payton. I think he's great. I think they might have overpaid a little bit for the guy who's clearly going to be their third guard.
All right,
But they expect to have a bigger role than he had in Golden State.
who got more overpaid, him or Anthony?
I mean, Simon's probably got a little. Proportionally, I think Simon's got a few million more than he should have gotten.
Would you say
He was only good. He was only good when he was literally the only good player on the team.
would you
They
say,
had literally a G League team out there, and he just had the ball the whole game while Lillard was out.
Would you say that Gary Payton signing with the Trailblazers helps them more than it hurts the Wizards or the Warriors? Because I think losing Gary Payton and Otto Porter as well, who signed with the Raptors,
Yeah, I agree with that statement.
really
I agree with that
hurts,
statement.
really under like rare like really quietly hurts, but really hurts the Warriors.
The
I think
Warriors really need Jonathan Kuminga and Moses Moody to step up this year.
I think it helps the Trailblazers more than it hurts the Warriors.
So we're all in agreement.
Oh, I thought you said the other way around. I bet. I thought you thought it hurt the Warriors more.
You don't think they need?
No.
Were you joking? I think the Warriors need Wiseman to step up.
No, wait. Jake, what did you say?
I thought you thought it hurt the Warriors more than it
Yeah.
helped the Trailblazers. Yeah, I said I think it helps the Trailblazers more than it hurts the Warriors.
No, I think I agree. I with Jonah. I think it hurts the Warriors way more.
Oh, okay.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. I'm
No.
dissenting
I
with
don't
you.
think because Wiseman isn't a 1-to-1 plug-in.
That's
Like
true.
I think Kuminga immediately plugs in for the role Otto Porter had, and I think Moses Moody immediately plugs in for the role that Gary Payton had. And then Wiseman is just kind of like a nice bonus if you can get him to actually play and be better than he was his rookie year. He's kind of like an off the bench Draymond, which is what they tried to do and couldn't successfully do in his rookie year. Have him play that role.
Okay. Well, we'll keep moving. PJ Tucker signs with the Sixers, leaves Miami Heat. Jimmy Butler said it best. Fuck you.
You're a Heat fan?
Said, fuck you, PJ. Snake left. But to be honest, I can't blame him. He got paid a lot of money.
It's another one of those situations where that's a contract nobody else was gonna offer him.
$33 million, fully guaranteed, and he's 37 years old. He'll be 40 when this thing ends.
He'll
And
be 40.
And
They owe him money till he's 40.
And there's no way he plays till he's 40. The Sixers were almost for sure pass this on to somebody that
No,
will
no,
buy
no,
him
no, no,
out,
no.
or they will buy him out? Like,
No, they overpaid for their own Udonis Haslem.
there's no
Who-
way.
He's just gonna be riding that bench year 40.
He's gonna play.
He will next year, but
I
I
don't
don't
know
know
that he's
about
got even 2 more good seasons in him.
How long was
Ooh,
the
I see.
contract that he signed?
3 years. Are you listening? Stop playing 2K.
I'm not. I like him at. Nice.
I mean, it's literally on the screen.
It's true too.
Oh, I'm looking at stuff. I mean, I'm not watching this thing.
But 3 years? I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, it's a good bet on this season.
It
I
is
bet
After
he
the
plays at
season,
least.
the
I bet
contract
he
starts
plays
to look
at. I
bad.
bet he plays 2 of them at least.
No. He's going to play out all 3 of them, but
I don't
it's
think
not
he
going to
will.
be good.
I don't think he will.
I'm giving the.
I
I'm
think he's
giving
So
the
I don't know. I don't know
Copium.
how. I don't know how the money works if he retires. I think
I-
he'll play it out.
I wouldn't retire. That's what I'm saying. He's not gonna retire, and then the Sixers would be like,
won't play.
the Sixers would be like, we just need to buy him out, or we need to pay for somebody else to buy him out. But I mean,
The problem is
either
that
way,
takes like draft capital attached to him, and they don't have any of that. They gave it all to the Knicks or the Nets.
well, we'll see what happens. PJ Tucker, but for this year, really good pickup. Sad to see him go. Understand why he left. It is what it is.
Daniel House, guy who broke the bubble because he had to go on his dates with the hotel staff.
Anybody that broke the
mean-
bubble during the bubble is it's the funniest thing to me. Didn't
The best part is that he just brought hotel staff up to his room,
that's fine.
and it wasn't even as bad as Lemon Pepper Lou.
He's born. He's bored. Yeah, he wanted the wings. Maybe that's what he wanted. Maybe they made the bed nice
Made
or
really
something.
good food.
Well, it's like whatever.
The room service was exceptional.
We'll move to Joe Ingles. Signs with the Bucks. Chasing that ring. It's a good pickup. Joe Ingles
Hopefully he's healthy.
Yeah, if he comes back healthy, he should be good. He can get a bucket when he needs to. He's gonna really help that second unit, which I feel has really hurt the Bucks, especially.
I'm curious.
And it gives them depth. Like it gives them, there was no answer for when Middleton got hurt.
I think there's a decent chance he's just a regular season signing. He's probably not going to make the rotation in the playoffs, but that's really kind of what they need.
That's what
Just
they
keep
need.
everybody reduce everybody's minutes. That's the Budenholzer way.
Yeah, I think it's good. We'll touch on it for 5 seconds. Lonnie Walker signs with the Lakers. Just put this in here because I think it's funny that they left the Spurs.
Yeah, my favorite part about that is that he's quoted as saying, "I've come here to play defense."
He played defense. He popped, showed him the ways.
Yeah, his ability to play defense is why he didn't get very many minutes in San Antonio.
Ooh.
Well, that's still an upgrade for the Lakers. So
San Antonio. That's true. That's true. That is true. Or we'll go back. We'll go touch on the Warriors already, but we'll tell you that they added DiVincenzo.
Oh, I forgot about that move. That's a solid one.
It's a
That's
good
a solid
move.
one.
It really definitely kind of lessens the impact of Gary Payton, but I think Gary Payton's defense is just so good.
I think you've swapped it. I think you've just made the team more offensive oriented.
I don't think they don't need that.
Well, I mean, you need it on the second unit.
Yeah, maybe.
Like you need guys who are still mobile and athletic when when Steph comes out and all you have is Clay as the sharpshooter.
I hope
Clay's kind of lost a step. Those 2 back-to-back injuries really slowed him down. He's not as dynamic.
Yeah. Well.
And that's pretty much the only thing you can say about DiVincenzo is just how dynamic he is.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I just don't know about. I don't think they need. I just don't like the Warriors adding offense. I think Gary Payton was good. I mean, there's a lot of backlash within, I think, the Warriors community too, of letting Gary Payton go. When he was,
I think the thing is they like Andrew Wiggins, and it's expensive to keep 4 guys on max contracts.
Yeah, I guess I get it. Okay, well, we'll see how it goes. Gary Payton.
Who would you be willing to get rid of on that team to keep Gary Payton's thing?
Andrew Wiggins.
I mean,
What? How?
it's like a
How can
15
you like? How can you actually want to do that though if you're a Warriors fan with what Wiggins did for them in the playoffs,
Well,
especially late?
my argument would be their fans were upset that that Otto Porter and him both got let go. I think maybe the Warriors could have figured out a way to keep one of them. I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't know. If it's Gary. Gary was helped paid.
I don't know. Well, we'll keep moving. DeAndre Jordan signs with the Nuggets. And then, honestly, a similar signing. McGee signs with the Mavericks. I think we already said that, but
How much money did they waste on DeAndre Jordan?
let's see. See if the Athletics got the tweet up. Nope.
Because
Just ignore it.
that is a baffling signing.
What do you mean? He
I
can shoot
honestly
free
cannot
throws now.
believe. Can he?
Yeah, I thought that was like
Can he get fouled though?
what? He's got Jokic like throwing him cool ass passes and giving him easy buckets. I think that's what he needs.
His free throw percentage was 71% last year.
Let's go, baby.
I'll give him that on less than one attempt a game.
Let's
On a
go, baby.
on a 16 game sample size.
A 71%. That's a C. That's passing. That's passing, baby.
Oh wait. That's just the 16 games he was with Philly.
Okay.
On the 32 games he played with LA,
Okay.
he shot 46%.
Okay.
His actual season average was 55%.
Okay. McGee signs with the Mavericks. That makes more sense. I mean, McGee was good. I'm surprised the Suns let him. I am surprised the Suns let him go. With the possibility that they might move Aiden. That's
Crazy thing is, no one's trying to get Aiden. It seems like.
well, maybe we'll touch it on.
I mean, they've got Bismack Biyombo who played pretty well for him,
Yeah. Well.
and they don't want to really stretch any money because they're pretty close to luxury tax, and they've got a very stingy owner.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll keep going.
Back to DeAndre Jordan just for a second. 2.9 million, and he's still getting paid 7.8 from Detroit. It's coming up season.
Making that bread.
Legend.
He has been on 3 teams since then, and he's still getting paid by Detroit.
Damn.
Now 4 teams.
Well, another center getting signed. Andre Drummond signs with the Bulls. It's a good pickup.
That depth behind Voos.
If they keep
Now when
Vooch.
you take Voos out, it doesn't feel like it just
I
nobody.
think they
can
will
play
because they just have
baseball for them.
to. They're not going to get enough back for him that I think they have to keep him.
The second Voos subbed out, I always felt like they were just getting boarded on against the good teams at least.
I mean, I couldn't tell you who their backup center was before this.
I thought Drummond played good for the Nets whenever I saw him play. Like, he's still like a freak down low picking up boards. Like, he really
That is true. He is, if not the best rebounder, one of the best rebounders in the game. It's probably Steven Adams still, but he's right up there. He just doesn't contribute anything else.
You know what?
He takes too many shots.
I forgot about this. They have Tristan Thompson too, and he at times had some good moments for them on the board, but there was a lot of time Voos came out and it got ugly.
Tristan Thompson's like an older Drummond. I feel like.
Yeah.
That's funny. They also got Dragic, the Dragon, which is another which is another good but oddly surprising pickup. Like, I would probably even say he would come back to Miami before he would have gone to Chicago, and then before even Miami, I would have said he's gonna go definitely sign with the Mavericks.
I will say
Bulls.
I mean, the Bulls?
It's definitely weird. I don't know why he chose the Bulls. I don't know why the Bulls really wanted him because they've got Lonzo Ball, they've got Alex Caruso, they've got Levine's a guard, they got Kobe White. All these guys they regularly have in their guard rotation.
The Bulls are interesting because they got some depth.
Ayo Dosunmu.
Yeah,
Dosunmu. That's Dosunmu. That guy.
But I definitely think Dragic and the Kobe White thing. I almost feel like maybe it's like they got Dragic in case they do end up moving Voos, and they add a Kobe White I think it's Cody White. No, it's
I
Kobe.
was saying Kobe White's the point guard,
Coby
right?
or Y.
But I had Kobe and Vucevic into a deal. Like I feel like that's not a bad package for certain teams.
Yeah, I don't know if Chicago's actually considering it, but I know the fans really like Jakob Poeltl. They want him as their center.
You just
That
you just
feels
want
weird.
everyone off the Spurs.
Yeah.
Nobody left. Nobody left.
I don't. I wouldn't want that
All
as
right.
a fake Bulls fan. No thanks.
All right, let's go to the Celtics. I think today just officially I think they signed Gallinari, but
Mm-hmm.
they signed Gallinari. It's a good. I mean, I think that's a pretty solid pickup. I think he's going to be a really good guy for them during the regular season. Um, he can't play defense, so he probably won't play in the playoffs. But honestly, the Celtics won't need that because then they have so many other players that can play in the playoffs that can play defense. But
I
Gallinari's
could
gonna
see him.
he's gonna save them. I think he's gonna get them a lot more like those tight wins when maybe a Tatum is not playing or maybe a Tatum's having a bad night or Brown, vice versa. I think Gallinari can come in off the bench and get you like a good 15 to 20, if not 25 if he's having like a really good night where he's cooking. So I think it's a really good pick for a team that plays so much defense. That maybe put in a guy that plays a lot of offense that can take a lot of pressure off these guys that are like playing playoff defense in Sacramento in the middle of the season.
Yeah, I could see him. I could see him playing even into like the second round of the playoffs, but really not that much past that. Just as like a second unit guy who has some size and can shoot threes, as opposed to just Peyton Pritchard, who's also bad on defense, but is like 5'2".
Yeah. Yeah, I mean I think it's a good offensive move. Boston again just adding more players. They don't have to do anything to add them. They just get to add them. Become more good, more good. They become better. NBA just wants them to win anyway, so who cares? They could have gotten nobody. They could start Luke Cornett, whoever this kid is.
I mean, they want the Lakers to win too, but the Lakers
They're too
haven't made
bad.
the playoffs.
They're too
They made the
bad.
playoffs, so
They're too bad. All right, let's jump over here to the trades. This is basically where the cool stuff happened. I feel like this offseason. Everything else was boring. But we
are
had
we
some
gonna go
cool
in
trades.
order? We want to keep with the Celtics and just talk about Brogdon.
We'll just keep with the Celtics right now. I think they get Brogdon for literally for change out of a homeless man's pocket is what they got Brogdon for.
Oh no. Daniel
You,
Tice was
you,
pretty nice in the regular season.
I would literally bet you guys that somehow or another Daniel Tice is back on the Spurs by the time the playoffs start. The Spurs, sorry, the Celtics. He always somehow seems to get back to the Celtics. He's gonna get bought out, cut, put on what he's gonna get off the team and then come back to Boston. He does it. I feel like he does it all the time.
yeah, but that 2023 first round pick is going to be nutty when the Celtics tank this next year.
When Brogdon continues getting hurt, Tatum gets hurt, and Brown gets fed up and asks for a trade.
Marcus Smart decides he's the greatest shooter of all time, or at least tries to be. Shoots 23s a game. They fall apart. Pacers get the first pick in the 2023 draft.
Yeah, that would be my copium take is what I just said. Everyone gets hurt and Brown gets out of town. But what is really happening is Brogdon just joined a already really good basketball team and just makes them better in every way. They have so much more flexibility from a starting lineup perspective now. They literally, if they're playing a team like us, like Miami or a small ball team, they literally can play Brogdon, Smart, Brown, Tatum, and like Horford or Robert Williams, whoever they pick, and they can play small ball, they can play big ball if they're playing the Bucks. Just put Robert Williams over, put Horford in, and don't start Brogdon or Smart. It's just they get so much more ability to like match a team and avoid mismatches. It's so frustrating, and they just get them for nothing. Why do the Pacers do this?
Well, they got him for the first round pick
That's nothing.
because no, it is, but Brogdon has struggled to stay healthy.
But if he,
That's
but
been
if
a
he
big
just
problem for
stays
the Pacers,
healthy.
and the Pacers. Maybe the Pacers see something in Neesmith. They might think they might be able to get something out of him. But I mean, it's really like the only pieces are Neesmith and the first.
But it's not even a good first.
But it's something. I think that's really all it is for them. Is that it's a shot at Neesmith and a first in what is supposed to be a pretty good draft. I don't know how deep it is necessarily, because it's probably going to be a 25 or later pick. But I don't know. I mean, for the Celtics, Brogdon's probably not even going to start. He's probably just going to be a really good six-man.
Yeah, but I think if he shows that he is healthy, I think he's smart. I mean, I think he starts. Like,
No, I think Marcus Smart's going to stay in the starting lineup, and Jalen
Oh, yeah,
Brown's the shooting guard. So I don't think Brogdon's going to make his way into the starting lineup.
I think they could easily all move down a spot, and it also gives
I
you
don't think they
protection
want
for
to.
people getting
Yeah, I mean,
hurt.
I think they physically could, and I think maybe in like the small ball scenario, like they play the Warriors in the finals again. Yeah, they might do that, but I don't think it's going to be a consistent thing.
It's so annoying too because he's such a Celtics player. He's such a Celtics player. He plays defense. Come from Virginia, where all they do is that's literally all they do. Play for fucking defense.
You think he's going to learn the little Tatum Brown push off move?
God, Brown doesn't do it. Brown does it with his shoulder, which is how you're supposed to
Yeah,
do it.
he does it a little, but nowhere near as
He
egregious
doesn't
as
do it
Tatum.
like Tatum, bruh.
Yeah,
Little floppy
Tatum-
arm motherfucker. I'm scrolling past it.
Tatum
Fuck
all
the
day.
Celtics. I'm pissed. I hate that
Yeah,
trade.
I knew I could bring that up.
I hate the trade, man. It just makes the Celtics
I'm glad we've made the
better.
decision that this is an explicit podcast.
I've made a decision because I hate the
I
Celtics.
haven't made a decision.
It's been made for you.
I'm profanity free in this podcast.
The Kings get Kevin Herter. Poor Hawks.
Wow.
Hey, that's decent. That
There
guy
are now
can
two
shoot.
holidays on the Hawks.
Oh,
That's as noteworthy as that trade seems to me.
all right. Let's keep moving then.
Yeah.
All right. This is the well,
My boy
we'll
Kevin,
wait.
my boy
We'll
Kevin
wait.
getting no love.
We'll wait for this one. This one, Good Bear
I
trade,
mean,
pretty big.
sure, Red Velvet's now a king. Okay.
Yeah, Bad Velvet baby. Woo.
All right. So Anthony Davian Lillard finally gets a partner. I think
Mm.
Jeremy Grant. I think Jeremy Grant is super underrated. Now he's off of this terrible freaking Pistons team. He's free. He's playing with Lillard. He might not even be the second guy. He might be the third guy. I think he's gonna.
I think he's at best the third guy.
I don't like you have Grant slander. I need more copium out of
No,
you,
I need Grant. I need Grant to show up on a good team.
I
He
mean,
was
was
a
Grant
really
even-
good role player on the Nuggets, and then he exploded on a team 2 years ago that had literally no talent around him in Detroit.
I would have
and
said that.
this last season, he took a step back when Cade showed up.
Yeah, I was gonna say Grant to me seems like he was losing top spot for the Pistons anyways. Like he was dropping back to 2 and 3 and so on.
Okay, let me ask you this
So-
then. We'll jump down a little bit if I can find this trade. Which is the better? Who would you rather have? Would you rather have Christian Wood or
Christian
Grant?
Wood. Well, actually, wait. Wait, what was the Christian? Can you show me the Christian Wood?
I
trade
would
again?
say Jeremy
don't-
Grant.
I don't care about the trade. I'm telling you, which player do you want?
I would rather have Jeremy Grant because Christian Wood
on
doesn't
the
try on defense, and if the team's not just outright winning, he really likes to just sit back and watch everything happen around him. He plays himself out of games if it's not going his way.
I don't think Lillard will let him do that.
No, I'm saying this is Christian Wood.
Oh, you think Christian Wood does that?
Yeah, Christian Wood definitely does that. He quit on the Rockets last year multiple times.
He did get so screwed though going to the Rockets. He got
I mean,
so
Harden
screwed.
demanded the trade before Wood signed.
Wait, did he? I didn't think he did.
That might be revisionist history, but I don't think so. I think that's how the order
I'm
goes.
a Christian Wood guy.
I am too.
I would rather have Jeremy Grant.
I would take Christian Wood.
I think I would rather have Christian Wood. But I also like Jeremy Grant. I like this move. I think the Blazers have actually made pretty solid moves that they could actually.
So wait, so you compared Jeremy Grant to
I
a
was
guy
just curious what
that
you
was
guys
immediately
said.
going to flip your opinion?
I just want to see what you guys would say.
No, I think that's funny because I really thought you were going to compare Christian Wood to really prop up your Jeremy Grant take, but okay.
I think they're like very identical players for what they're going to end up doing. I think they'll both help their teams.
Yeah,
Honestly.
they're both Robin.
They are both.
No.
Both like cat girls.
Grant is Alfred,
Yeah, actually, there might be Alfred, but
That's pretty
and
good.
I Wood wants to be Batman, but is probably, I don't know, Oracle.
Alfred or Robin.
Probably
No,
4.
no.
All right. Let's dive into this one.
No, he's probably
Let's
Alfred.
dive into this trade. This trade is mind-numbing to me. It really is. Gobert gets traded to the Timberwolves.
You don't like the 3-time Defensive Player of the Year?
He gets traded for Malik Beasley, Patrick Beverly, and some no names. A player just got drafted.
No.
Did you just call Jared Vanderbilt a no-name?
Wait. Jared Vanderbilt is good.
How good?
Like, he's
Vanderbilt built railroads are good.
Oh,
Mm.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
He might be a top 10 center.
So let me ask you this then.
Wait, hang on. A top what center?
He might be a top 10 center.
Better than Pirtle?
I don't know. I'd have to actually like look it out. See how many. I think he's better than you're making out to be by a lot.
Let's see what this is.
All right. Let's just real quick. I'm just gonna name 10 centers, and I just want you to tell me if he's better than any of them. Clint Capella, Valachunas, Voos, Jared Allen, DeAndre Ayton, Bam Adebayo, Rudy Gobert, Cat, Joel Embiid, or Nikola Jokic.
So the problem with Cat even is that they shared the floor. So it's fluid. See, they even have him listed as forward. So maybe he was a power forward.
He's only 6'9".
I feel like he played the center role more at times. I don't know. Maybe
There's not a single guy I just named that I'd even consider letting this guy take minutes from consistently.
I mean, dude, like, who was the player? The Timberwolves were excited they didn't have to give them somebody.
Heck, I'd rather have Robert
Jaden
Williams than this
McDaniels,
guy.
I think.
Yeah. So, regardless of what you want to say, top 10, give them top 15. Screw it.
Top 15's a stretch.
But then they just lose. The Timberwolves will lose every pick they have. 2023, 2025.
Yeah, but I mean, those
2026
picks don't matter anymore. Those picks don't matter anymore because they don't fit the timeline the team has. The team has their young stars.
But
It's
the young
really
stars
difficult.
aren't good enough to win.
But I mean, Anthony Edwards hasn't developed yet.
All right, give me your Copium. I want your Copium take for this works out for the Timberwolves. What has to happen?
Anthony Edwards has to turn into Kevin Durant.
They just have to play, like, just not be bad on the court together. If they could all stay at the same level they played last season and all be out there on the floor at the same time, this is the top 3 team in the West.
How did the Timberwolves can't? The Timberwolves can't play Gobert and Cat. How can they do that defensively? They're gonna get murdered by small ball.
I mean, Cat can switch a little bit. I mean, just look at what the Celtics did. The Celtics put a lot of size out there against the Warriors, and they still won some of those games. They won some of those games because of their size.
They still ultimately lost the NBA championship, though.
They lost because Steph Curry and Andrew Wiggins were just better than them.
I don't think that's why.
Which is a very sad statement.
Why is it?
Yes, and would this team beat the Celtics?
Because I hate Andrew Wiggins. I hate how much love he got in the season. I hate that the Warriors fans were able to just force his way into an All-Star game.
The Celtics also are a lot better on defense on both front and back court as a whole. Like, the Timberwolves just lost their probably best small defender.
But they also did just pick up Kyle Anderson.
Yeah, but
Kyle Anderson is a very good defender.
You're losing Pat Bev, so you're losing your guy that helps you on defense.
No, you're upgrading from Patrick Beverly to Kyle Anderson.
Overall, yes.
Kyle Anderson is just better at everything that Patrick Beverly does.
Copium.
That is Copium.
It's not. It's just not.
Beverly's a better defender.
I disagree.
I don't know if he's better. He's probably ain't a better athlete, but this getting in guys.
No. He's a better athlete than Kyle Anderson. Kyle Anderson is called slow-mo for a reason. He's a better athlete. I just don't think he's a better player at anything.
I just feel like people. I feel like people respect Patrick Beverly on defense a pretty good bit.
They did at one point. He is a very disrespected defender at this point.
What do they think of his ESPN stuff now?
Oh, his bad takes he gets ripped apart on.
I don't know. I think for the Copium take for the Timberwolves would have to be like Gobert finally they get out of this passive aggressive relationship that he has with Donovan Mitchell and honestly the whole Jazz as a whole. Finally plays some good ball. I mean, he plays good basketball. I don't want to mean that. He finally just plays freer basketball. Maybe he gets a little bit better offensively. Continues to play defense. Gives the Timberwolves what they need defensively. At least down low for that presence. It gives Cat more freedom to shoot threes, I guess. I don't know. He did win the 3-point contest, so
Won the 3-point contest. I think Cat needs to play forward.
wouldn't that be so funny? Like I know the Timberwolves have like the new is it new owner, new GM.
Not yet. They have a brand new GM who they're paying an ungodly amount that they just poached from Denver, and then the ownership changes in 2 seasons.
Okay, so I think that's like I feel like this is like they're like, man, Cat won the 3-point contest. They're like, man, if we get a center that can play defense down low and get some buckets, down low, then Cat can just shoot threes. They're like, I like the way you think. I hope that's not what happened. But honestly,
I think Gobert can add a lot to this team.
and you said top 3?
I said if everything works out and they can just all perform exactly like they did, like their top 4 guys, they can perform exactly like they did last season. D'Angelo Russell, Anthony Edwards, Karl-Anthony Towns, and Rudy Gobert put up all the exact same stats as they did last season.
But
Then this is a top 3 team in the West.
Rudy Gobert wasn't with them putting up those
I know.
stats.
That's what I'm saying. Is if they can translate him 1-to-1 onto this team, and he's just as good as he was on the Jazz. He's not any better. He's not any worse. This is a top 3 team in the West.
So they're better than. You like this team better than the Clippers?
I don't like them better in the playoffs. I like them better. I like them to have a better record in the regular season.
But who really
The
cares
Clippers
about
the
that
Clippers
if
are going to
we're talking-
lose games because they have to rest guys.
Who really cares about that though? If we're talking like the point is to win a championship. 73-9 means nothing when you lose the 3-1.
Well, Jonah's arguing specifically though. Jonah's arguing they're gonna finish 3rd. I mean, interesting. What do you think this trade means for the Jazz?
The
It,
future.
it means they're not actually like rebuilding. Like they're gonna be in that mid tier. Like we have a lot of pieces around him. We need a second star to put with Donovan Mitchell, and we have all the picks we could possibly need to trade for him.
Well, I thought did you see the report that came out about Donovan Mitchell? It was weird. They said that it was he was their guy, but that he wasn't. Also, he wasn't untouchable. What does that mean? If he's your guy, wouldn't he be untouchable?
They really like him, but they're okay if someone wants to pay enough to touch him.
Yeah, but that's kind of weird still.
Yeah, I agree.
It's like I don't know why you say that after you have all these picks. Like I feel like
Like if
you're just
he's actually your guy, you tell everybody that he's your guy, and you don't leave any wiggle room in that statement.
yeah, and now I feel like they're just. It's like almost like they're trying to get convinced into rebuilding. It's like they want someone to convince them to rebuild, and I'm just like, why? Why wouldn't rebuild or don't rebuild? I don't. Why do you need some kind of crazy offer? And it's like 2 now. It's like who knows? This trade threw everything out of whack. So like, what is a Donovan Mitchell trade at this point? Apparently, I did see the Heat put in an offer, and they said that the offer wasn't suitable for them. So what was that offer? I would imagine it had to be something along the lines of a Tyler Hero. I don't know. Somebody probably a Duncan Robinson and maybe even another young player, and I think we have a pick or 2 we can give. They're not good picks, and they're pretty further away than these crazy picks, but I don't know. I feel
I
like
imagine it had to be Duncan at the very least. It might have been Lowry and Tyler. And then I don't know if it's Gabe Vincent or if it's
Struce or whomever.
Struce is the other one I was saying.
Whomever
Ah,
it is, but I don't know. Interesting. Interesting.
but no, I don't know who they could go after right now. But they have a lot of picks to trade.
That's true. And
Because every pick they just got, they can ship, and they still have their own picks to ship.
yeah. But again, though, I just don't think the Jazz. I think the Jazz should just blow it up. I really just think they should just say.
I don't know. I really like the framework they have. They've got a lot of role players. If they can just get somebody else that they can pair with Donovan Mitchell, and they can just get some chemistry. They still have Conley, and they still have Bogdanovich, and they've got Jordan Clarkson. So they've got plenty of offense and scoring, and just great role players.
And they also lost Ingles.
No, they cut Ingles when he got hurt last season. They waived him.
Well, I don't think they would have waived him if he didn't get hurt.
But I'm just saying, like, they played out the whole like the second half of the season without him.
Okay. Well,
Uh,
I've spoken my piece on this. I think we can look back and look at this as this might be a very like in 5 years when the Timberwolves like when Anthony Edwards just leaves to go play football because Tom Brady tweeted about him again, and then like Cat forces his way out, and then Gobert's just stuck on this crappy Timberwolves team.
there's there's
Uh,
no chance Anthony Edwards leaves to go play football. The money's just not gonna be there.
he's gonna be a rapper.
Yeah, but you can be like Damian Lillard. He can do both.
Okay. Well,
Damian Lillard is a successful enough rapper to rap the All-Star game. So
but
he can have both careers.
But does he get that because he's a good rapper? Or does he get that because he's good in the NBA?
He gets that because it was free.
The
The NBA didn't have to pay him.
There's no way he didn't get paid for that.
I highly doubt he got paid.
That'd be so funny. That'd be
Well,
so.
I'm pretty sure he was an all-star, so I'm pretty sure he wasn't.
He just shows up. They're like, "Hey, we got an
He was
opportunity
paid for the all-star game. I don't
for
think.
you."
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure he just wanted to get his rapping career out there.
They're talking to their events person like, "Yo, our singer just canceled on us. What do we do?" They're like, "Ask Damien. I heard he raps." Oh my gosh! I mean, they're like I heard he raps. He's got to be better than Fergie singing the national anthem. God, that'd be so funny. Okay, we'll move to the trade I know Jonah's been waiting to hear about. He can't wait.
I think you're way more excited about to talk about this
Kenny
trade than I am.
Chandler?
What'd you say, Jake?
The Kenny Chandler trade?
No, the Kimba Walker trade.
I like that
Let's
it's a
go.
Jalen Durant trade that has Kemba Walker just tacked on to be bought out.
Why can't I find this trade?
It's up a
It's
little bit.
it's the very
Right
there it is. You found it.
just
You found
pass
it.
You
Scroll
just
down.
pass it down. Right there. There we
Oh,
go. We're on it. Right there.
We're
Contavious
here.
Caldwell Pope and Ish Smith
That's
traded for
it.
Monty Morris and Will
Wait, but
Barton.
I thought Gallinari went to the Celtics.
You guys cut him already? Is that trash?
Wow.
I mean, the
Spurs don't
entire
care
point
about
was to
people.
buy him out and let this 30-something-year-old play for a contender.
See, Pop doesn't care about people. He just wants picks.
They're
He
just
wants
numbers on a
picks to
jersey.
bring in.
I'm not gonna sit here and listen to your dumb narrative about us like hiding a 30-something-year-old player who just wants to try and contend on the bench of a young team.
Pop just.
That's not what's better for Gallinari.
Pop is literally the thing from Game of Thrones, the Ice Demon. I already forgot its name. The Night King. Is that what it is? The Night Walker. I don't know. Whatever they did in Game of Zones, whatever they made them. That's what
Yeah,
Pop is.
that guy, cold-hearted.
Yeah, cold-hearted. He doesn't care. It's all about winning.
I'm
and
gonna give.
turning the heat on.
This was not cutting Danilo Gallinari was not about the Spurs winning.
All right, I'm gonna give Jonah.
About winning the publicity.
I'm gonna let Jonah hear my copium take for the Spurs.
Like, you think what the Spurs get out of this trade?
What my copium thing is for the Spurs is, I think the Spurs looked at DeJounte Murray and said, "Man, he put up some crazy stats, but man, does this team suck." And they're like, maybe we can spin this guy who's not going to stay because he's going to, get paid more, and then we'll come across as the good guys, the saviors of DeJounte Murray's career in terms of his financial needs, and we'll move him. And he'll go play in Atlanta with his buddy Trae Young. We're going to get a crap ton of picks
But Trae Young gets 6 man of the year.
for Trae Young to get 6 Man of the Year, 2K logic. And we're going to walk away with a lot of money, a lot of picks, and a team that's probably going to be real bad. Hey, but
Wait,
we're
what
gonna
what out of this is copium? This is all pessimism.
What do you mean?
Nah, that's the best case scenario.
Every other sentence was this team is going to be real bad.
This is the best case scenario. This is the copium.
Why do you want the Spurs to be good?
There's not a chance it's happening.
The way you're just like this team that just lost a play-in
They
game.
suck.
It's just terrible. We're just gonna get rid of our best player, and because we're terrible, and we're just bringing him down.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe the rookies pop off.
Financially, you theoretically were. Or you theoretically could.
No. Financially, this deal doesn't do anything for or against DeJounte Murray.
Oh, so you guys are even
DeJounte Murray.
snakes.
DeJounte Murray can't sign an extension for anything more than a 20% raise for the next 2 seasons. He has to become a free agent so that he can get the max that he deserves. And no team can offer him that for the next 2 seasons. So his financial situation hasn't changed one bit.
But
he's just now on a playoff team.
Why do you think why do you think the Spurs would be good?
I'm just saying what you said wasn't a copium take.
It was. You guys got away with murder. You guys traded away a guy that played very well because he was what you said. He was playing on he's the Jeremy S. Grant or Christian S. Wood.
No. Jeremy Grant never lifted up the Pistons to actual success. DeJounte Murray carried us to back-to-back. Well, no, the other one we had DeRozan still. He carried us to the play-in, which is something we had no business being in.
But then why do you think you're going to be good now? Wouldn't you just trade him away?
I don't.
Well,
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying. I'm saying what you're saying was just pure pessimism. That was there was no copium in that.
It was my copium. I was sniffing it hard. I think right now, me and you are both smelling copium. We just got different canisters coming at us.
No. I think you're right. I think you're right that we traded DeJounte Murray at the highest his value is going to be. We traded him with 2 years left on a very affordable contract, and we got essentially 4 first-round draft picks.
Yeah, I think Drew's point, Jonah, is the copium is you guys traded DeJounte Murray at the perfect time to give you guys a chance to be good in a few years. Well, the reality is you guys are just going to suck for the next decade.
That's Jake's copium. My copium is what Jake said the first time.
That's not copium. That's just pessimism.
Yeah, mine's pessimism.
Yeah, but I think that's what maybe.
That's what Drew wants, so it's his copium.
Yeah, everyone's copium is different, John. Like I said, we're both smelling the copium, but one of us is smelling out of a different
Your copium is the Spurs somehow being good. Drew's copium is the Spurs.
No. So what happened? What happened was DeJounte Murray was just too good for the team we have. He didn't want to sign the extension for the little amount, and the Spurs weren't sure that they could convince him to stay because they weren't sure they were going to be good enough in 2 years. So they trade him to the Hawks because he wants to go play with Trae Young, and that's great. We traded him at a good point for us, at a good point for him. On our side, the real reason, the big part of that is that by the time we're going to be good, they view Josh Primo as our next big guy, and so they want to give him room to play. They needed to clear minutes. And we got plenty of young guys like that.
Yeah, but by the time he's good, they're still going to be so far off, they'll have to trade him to build for the future. And then they'll trade him, and then you'll finally have Vanderbilt. And he'll be a top.
All right. So I figured out what Jake's role is on this podcast.
All right, I don't want to keep bashing the Spurs, even though I feel like Jonah thinks that's what I do. But what do the Spurs have? What are they going to have in the next 5 years that's going to want to bring players in that aren't draft picks?
decrepit old man who turns out in
Pop's
the
gonna most likely retire within 5 years.
No. Here's my only real copium take for the Spurs, and it's that unfortunately, since Popovich's wife passed a few years ago, that he doesn't really want to retire. Because he's put it out there multiple times that what he likes about coaching is the teaching, and this is a team ripe for teaching, and he loves it. He's talked multiple times the past couple of seasons about how much he loves teaching the young guys. I think he's just I there's a slight chance that he just coaches until he dies.
I don't think there is, but
I think there's a slight chance that happens, and I at the very least don't think he's gonna retire anytime soon.
God,
Or
I
not,
think
maybe
that's
not till he dies, but until he
why
can't do it
Becky
anymore.
Hammond finally took the job in the WNBA, because she realized that
He's gonna
that
die
nobody else
here.
was willing to hire her, which annoys the fuck out of me, and that there was the job that she was gonna get handed at once Pop was gone, just was not gonna be available for years. Like he might not even retire by the time her 5-year contract's up.
I mean, he may go like Dick LeBeau and just go forever until like
guess.
he literally can't anymore.
Until Dick LeBeau is so outdated in terms of his defensive concepts that they just has to leave the NFL, or in this case the NBA. I don't think that'll happen to Pop, but
I don't think it'll happen to Pop at all.
no, I don't either. But I guess this is.
I think Pop just fundamentally understands the game of basketball too well to ever just be completely just played out of the or coached out of the NBA.
All right. We're done sucking Pop's dick. We're gonna move to the Hawks side of this trade, which I equally. Well, that's not true. I think they got the worst bargain out of this. I think they gave up a lot of picks for a guy that I don't know. He plays good defense. That's what they kind of need that, but what does he bring to the table offensively? I'm interested. I just think he had so much volume at San Antonio that I'm really worried about him not having a lot of volume to where it's like, but I guess at the end of the day, he still can get rebounds. He can still play defense.
His volume wasn't crazy. His
Well,
volume was higher than it's going to be in Atlanta, but it wasn't crazy.
He's
I
like
think he's going to
triple-double,
regress. I
almost
think he's going to
average.
regress. Well, yeah, but I think that's not really a big deal. Like that's a lot of assists, and he's just a really good passer. Like he sees the floor really well, and
Yeah,
I think
but
that's still
he
going
ain't
to be a
gonna
thing.
controlling the ball like that. Like Trey's gonna be.
I know, but I think for Atlanta to get the most out of this pairing, Trae Young has to have the ball in his hands less. He needs to play that Steph role. Steph doesn't have the ball in his hands all the time. Trae Young needs to learn how to move without the ball and get in position. Because he's got a guy now
I agree
who
with
can
that,
set him
but
up.
I
He's got
don't
a
know
guy
if he'll
now who
do
can
it.
set him up really well, and he needs to just take advantage of that. That's how that pairing is going to work best.
Yeah, I mean, I think they are at their best. Trey's playing the one, DeJounte's playing the two, but DeJounte's the one bringing the ball down the court. I think they can be better like that personally, but I don't know if they'll do it.
And the Hawks are still weird because it's
Like
still
I think, my bad. Go.
there's still this John Collins thing sitting there too. Like, what's he doing? We wanted to trade him so bad, but I feel like I haven't heard much rumbling since they got.
He's
DeJounte
just a
Murray.
low priority. He's a low priority on the trade market.
It's just like,
Kevin Durant is holding up the entire NBA.
no, don't. I wouldn't dare blame KD for this, or the
Kyrie
Nets.
Irving is.
I wouldn't blame either them two, the Nets. I'm blaming the Timberwolves and the Jazz for
They
making
threw a wrench in things.
for
Yes.
making a crazy thing that every team thinks they're gonna get this type of haul back. 5 players, 5 picks, all basically unprotected except for one in a pick swap. It's just like Rudy Gobert
There's
shouldn't have
some
got
scrub.
KD shouldn't have got this, and Rudy Gobert should definitely have not gotten this.
For Rudy Gobert, who got
This is
Vanderbilt when he plays instead of Cat.
this is a very fine trade for KD.
I don't think.
I think KD. This is probably light for KD.
No, because he only got. I mean, it's not he only has, but he's older. I mean, I don't know.
I don't think that really matters.
Yeah, man, maybe not. I know NBA is weird with that. I couldn't. This is when the football in me comes in. Like 5 picks and like multiple players for one dude is just wild.
I think. I mean, we're talking about it. Let's dive into this KD stuff. Someone give me the overview. What's going on?
KD to the Warriors. It's going to be Curry at the 1, Clay at the 2. I guess KD at 3.
No, you put Wiggins at 3.
No, Wiggins coming off the bench, 6th man of the year, baby. Draymond at 4. Wiseman finally gets his stuff together. He's playing 5. Wiggins coming in as 6th man of the year.
Does someone actually want to fill me in on what's happening?
I mean, I think I just.
Like realistic trade for Kevin Durant?
Like, why is he requesting a trade? Let's start there. He was requested a trade for the Nets.
As far as I can tell, it's that he feels like the Nets disrespected Kyrie Irving.
Full take.
As far as I can tell, that's the only reasoning.
Also, I'm really confused. Didn't Kyrie like opt back in with the Nets?
Well, he accepted his player option, so he's guaranteed his money. But he's probably not going to play for the Nets this year.
I get that, but what I'm saying is, why opt in and now have to be traded versus you get a pick where you go? Like, was he really that worried that he wouldn't get paid near the same amount?
Yes. There is not a team in the league who would choose to hand him 37.
Oh,
he would not get that money. He would not get that money in the open market.
I think the explanation is that he would have had to go play for the Lakers for like what, 6 was it? I think it's what
he would have had to take the mid-level exception, so about 6.
Can they even trade him now, or will it kill them too much money wise?
Are you saying can the Nets even trade him?
Yeah, like are they going to be able to trade him? Are they limited on who they can talk to because of money and everything? I mean.
Yeah, I mean now it becomes a situation where you're trading that big contract for another big contract.
But like I'm point of like the Lakers out at this point, or is it
no,
like,
because they can trade for contracts. They can just swap Russell Westbrook out and then bring on Kyrie's contract. The problem is the problem is that you have to attach assets to Westbrook's contract to move that, and so you don't have enough assets to also trade for Kyrie Irving.
Yeah. Which is just being bid 47.
And they're also the only team bidding for him at the moment. Because nobody's willing to give up assets for a guy that they're not sure is going to be even in America when the season starts. He might be in Canada with Drake.
I think Drake probably hangs out in America.
I mean, there's a whole NBA team not in America. What do they care if he's in America?
And maybe they get him.
No, they got Big Shot Van Fleet.
That's true.
Van Fleet goes to the shooting guard. Kyrie plays the point.
No. They got OG Anunoby there.
He goes to small.
So what's the play here with KD?
KD is trying to get his way to Phoenix.
You think Phoenix?
I think Phoenix. Phoenix. There's been so much talk, and that's his big team on the list.
I think he goes to the Magic and he raises Pablo up.
The rumblings.
That's his name,
right? Paolo Banchero would have to be in the trade for Kevin Durant.
No.
The big thing is that the big rumblings are that Kevin Durant wants to play with Devin Booker. The problem is the Nets aren't interested in just DeAndre Ayton and Mikal Bridges and some picks. That's just they're thinking they can do better.
I don't know. I think I've heard a lot of people too talk about how the Nets should just ultimately make KD stay and Kyrie stay, but ultimately I don't get how that works.
It won't.
Why do you want to make these guys stay when they it's just an example. I'm vaguely worried about the Hawks trade on their side with letting these guys letting these players run what they want. KD and Kyrie did it. KD, me and Kyrie are playing together. We're going to Brooklyn. KD didn't play that whole first year. Then they forced them to go get Harden. And then Harden's like, these two motherfuckers are crazy.
Let's even back up. They also forced the Nets to sign DeAndre Jordan to $10 million. in that first year. I mean, yes, it's just been bad, and Harden was immediately just like, I can't play with these crazies.
That's what I'm saying. So at this point, it's like, why? I mean, there was a report too that said it's like Brooklyn would rather get rid of them both than have to go through what they did this past year. So why do you want to convince them just to stay just to compete? Why wouldn't you?
Because it's not quite going to be the same thing because there's no vaccine requirement. So
True,
Kyrie will be able to play the whole thing.
you
The
just
question
said
is,
you don't
will
know.
he?
That's what I'm saying. But
But
the Lakers
but
are
I don't
damn
think
near
it's.
convinced they think that he'll play.
I don't think the situation is that they think that they're going to be able to convince them to play and play the whole season, and they should just do that. I think what the realistic take on that is they don't have to trade Kevin Durant right now. They can wait the whole offseason, be fielding offers, and just see what plays out.
But I get that. But my thing is, why wait that long when you would assume you're gonna get a young player back? Because that's what they've said. I think the last thing I saw was they want is it one all-star player, all-star level player, and every pick you have essentially. So why would you want to drag your feet through the mud? And maybe we don't get an all-star player.
Because they're
Maybe
waiting to get those offers. They're
No, I
waiting to
get
get
that,
the
but
offer
why would
that they like.
But my argument is, why would they wait a whole year?
Because they can.
But I feel like your value for your trade only goes down the longer you wait.
I don't think that's true though. It's Kevin Durant. It's a guy who's viewed as like a top 20, maybe even top 15 player of all time.
Who's not getting any younger after a whole season of him not playing.
But he's still been out. He's still in the last 2 seasons shown that he's still a very good player in the playoffs.
I mean, I get it. I just don't know
I mean,
why
he's literally
you drag your feet if you're the Nets that much. I think I think you have. If I'm the Nets sitting there in the front office, the owner, the GM, and stuff, I'm sitting there being like, we have to get rid of KD by the time the trade deadline comes about. Like that's our time frame. Because
I don't think that's even true. I mean, they shouldn't. They should be able to get an offer by then. But if they don't, I don't think that matters.
I just think you let too much time play out. The whole rest of the league. There could be suitors like Phoenix could have some random guy come up and they play good. Maybe they end up keeping Aiden. They match the deal. They can't make anything work for Durant, so they're like, we'll just keep Aiden. And Aiden, he's been disrespected this whole offseason. Takes that next step, balls out. The Suns never want to move him ever again.
No. The problem is the people disrespecting DeAndre Ayton are the Suns. Nobody outside the organization is disrespecting him.
But that's beside my point. I'm saying like I'm saying in this Copium Take, he proves them wrong.
Fair enough.
He proves them wrong. Phoenix says we have to keep him and Booker. We're gonna keep them forever. As long as they play, they'll be on the Suns. So there you go. The Nets just lost one of their best suitors.
A suitor that they've already decided that they don't like the best offer the Suns can give them.
But but I think that doesn't make sense either because it's like there's this other side of like KD has said who he wants to play for. If a team that isn't on that list trades for KD and the Nets agree and they trade KD, why would they ever do that? If KD's gonna come to a team and not play, why would you make that trade if you're another team? So
Well, you're not, but I don't think Kevin Durant is only willing to play for them. Those are the teams that he's trying to push to.
But I feel like most of the teams that would
I mean,
he would be
yeah,
willing
there's
to
a
play.
level.
Yeah, that's exactly.
There are certain teams Durant will not play for.
Yeah, but
Sure.
Durant will,
I think
Sure,
a
Durant
lot
will
of
not
teams-
go to the Pistons.
No, and it's just like the Deshaun Watson trade. You have to let the teams talk to him and have him tell them he's actually willing to play for them. And I don't think that's what Durant's done so far, is that he said that he's not going to play for the other 28 teams in the league.
But there are teams that he definitely wouldn't.
I think it's
Sure,
probably a good.
sure.
I think it's probably a good 20. He said no to though.
But I think some of the best teams that can offer the Nets what they really want are teams that he wouldn't play for.
Okay, I think really it's just the only trade that they've seen so far from one of those teams is like they've talked to the Raptors and they've talked to the Suns. And they haven't gotten the package they want from the Raptors, and they don't like the best package the Suns can give them. And that's just where things stand right now. So they're just gonna wait. Why would you just take the best offer you have if you don't have to?
And they got nixed
'Cause
by
you
the
think you can get better.
Timberwolves.
Yeah, the Timberwolves said, "Please leave.
Hmm.
Don't call this number again." No, I'm agreeing with you, Jonah, but I'm just saying I don't think they're
All
gonna
I'm
wait a whole
saying is
season.
Durant and Giannis are running it up in Milwaukee.
Yeah, they're gonna try to Middleton.
Yeah, they're trading him Middleton
Middleton and
and
Grayson
They don't have any
Allen.
picks.
Holiday.
They don't have any tradable picks.
Middleton, Holiday, and then every pick they can find anywhere in their facility.
They
Okay,
don't have any picks.
we'll track this, Jonah. My bet is that KD gets traded between now and the trade deadline. Or do you want me to go tinier than that?
I mean, I'm not saying I think he's definitely going to be on the team in a year. I'm just saying that I don't see why, in the scenario that they don't get any offers better than DeAndre Ayton, Mikal Bridges, Cam Jordan, and then all those firsts from the Suns.
What's
And
the
if they don't like that trade, and they don't get an offer they like more than
Alright.
that, I don't see why they just take that trade.
Real quick, I just want to look at this and so I'm looking at the teams right now, and I just want to see which teams could he reasonably go to. So, like for Durant, the Warriors, no, right? I mean, there's not a trade package they can actually put together that would work, I assume.
They can't trade Andrew Wiggins, so they can't do it money wise. I don't believe.
Yeah.
Well, I
So
do like
that
rumor wise. Well, let's say they can do it. I think rumor wise, what they wanted was crazy. The rumor was
Yeah.
like they wanted Poole.
Curry, Clay,
No, I think they wanted like Poole, Wiseman. It was like an insane
Paul
package.
Wiseman, Wiggins, and like 3 firsts or something.
It was like the Warriors trade away their future past Curry and Clay and Draymond if they want
Yeah.
Durant for now. After they just won without him, it just made no sense. So yeah, I would say the Warriors are out.
Yeah. Okay, Lakers. I'm assuming
I don't know.
out.
If you could trade Andrew Wiggins, I think that trade's fine. I
But
would
they
be
can't.
perfectly fine with seeing them with the Warriors trading for something that guarantees them success for the next couple of years versus what might be success in the future. And that's a big might.
But my argument is they have success
I
now.
would
They just
do
won the finals.
if I'm the Warriors, I would maybe do like Wiggins and Wiseman for Durant.
Why wouldn't you just run it back with minus Gary Trent and or not Gary
Yeah,
Trent, sorry,
I
Gary
wouldn't.
Payton
Yeah,
and Otto Porter, and you add Wiseman in, and just hope that he comes back from injury. Hope he finally takes like a solid step to being like a good solid player. Why would you throw all that hopium away just for KD?
that's what I would do Wiggins
I
and
really
Wiseman,
don't
but I
think
wouldn't do
I really
Wiggins,
don't like
Wiseman, and Poole.
I really don't like this just for KD statement.
I mean, as much as I will agree and argue with you that KD is a crazy talented player, even the old Warriors teams were insane past KD, past the starting five. And I think if they have to trade all of these guys to get KD to Golden State, I think that's one of the worst Golden State. Like KD would go back, and I think that team would be way worse than it was when they were all there together. When they were all younger, some of them played, some of them were better too. I mean, who would they have come? Who would even come off the bench? Because it wouldn't just be Poole and Wiseman. There'd probably be a couple more players. Wiggins would also go, like you said in this deal. It's like, who are they past these five players?
Yeah, yeah. To me, that one seems dead. All right, Lakers dead, right?
Yeah, KD.
Yeah, that was never an option.
Yeah. Celtics.
Celtics have a very good package that they could offer if
They've
they
been
want, if
rumored,
they
yeah.
need to.
Yeah.
Because
So the Celtics-
the package from the Celtics is centered around Jaylen Brown,
Yeah.
which is
Which I thought I saw a rumor that said they wanted Tatum, which is like, but I think the Brown package is good enough to leave the Celtics on the table.
yeah. And the thing is with Brown, there's rumblings that he might not be too happy with the role he has as the number 2 on some of these games. Because like Tatum, like you said, all playoffs, Brown was the better player.
Yeah.
Tatum was just getting all the recognition for no reason.
Yeah.
All right. Hawks, nothing, right?
No, they're not.
Washington, no.
No.
Chicago, no.
Well, I mean,
I don't know who you could trade that
I don't
would
know
be.
I don't know what Chicago has picks wise, but they do have. I mean, they have a lot of players they could like.
Chicago doesn't really have the right picks. They still owe Orlando a pick, I think, and they owe the Spurs a pick swap, I think, in 25. So they've got that pick tied up. It can't be moved.
At least I think, at least theoretically, the Bulls could send Boston a lot of players.
Well, why couldn't you trade the pick swap?
I mean, sorry, Brooklyn, a lot of players that could
Let me double check that.
make
Is it
the
a pick swap?
make the Nets an interesting team.
Yeah. You can trade pick swaps, can't you?
Yeah. I'm trying to see. I don't remember if it is actually a pick swap or not.
And you also need to remember, like, there's a lot of rumblings and rumors that whenever KD gets traded, it's going to be a crazy multi-team trade. So these trades don't all have to come from
Single team.
the single team. Yeah.
Right now, yeah.
Like someone like the Bulls could be the team that offers them the players.
Yeah.
No, it's a protected first. So it's got the 25 and the 26 is locked as the backup.
Yeah.
Uh,
But anyways, they could
Mavs,
be easily
no.
send players and make that. And be a
I
part
think
of
the
it.
Bulls are dead. I think the Bulls have nothing to offer.
Okay.
None of those guys are good enough that they could trade.
well,
Other
Drew's
than maybe
point
Zach
is-
LaVine, and I think Zach LaVine just entered the territory of can't be on the same team as Ben Simmons.
Well, I would say my thing would be like they could send like a Vucevic and a DeRozan.
Vucevic doesn't have any value.
A Vucevic, a DeRozan, a Kobe White. Like they could send them a plethora and then have the picks come from someone else. I think it. I don't hate them. I don't think they're completely out of it. I don't even think. But I don't think they're in it either.
I don't think the Nets pick up the phone if the Bulls are calling.
Like we'll give you Dragic. Like we're in. We miss him.
Yeah, we'll send him back.
Mavs, no.
No.
Heat were in it, but dead.
I don't think the Heat are dead.
Well, I thought their only interest really was Bam, and that's a no-go, right?
Well, I mean, they've also said they also said the only interest for the Suns was Devin Booker. So like, I don't know. I think any team right now in the NBA that has a legit chance of Durant is just relaxing because there's nothing to do right now. Because the Nets are just gonna sit there and want too much for the time being.
No.
I mean, I don't think the Heat have a trade that they're actually going to listen to.
But again, I think the Heat can be. I think the Heat. I would say the
Can be
only
in
way
control.
we are in a trade is if it's a multi-team trade.
But the thing is, even in a multi-team trade, you have to trade players and picks to both the Nets and whatever that third team is.
Yeah.
And I don't think you guys have enough stuff. I mean, maybe if you're moving both Bam and Tyler, but I just don't see you guys doing that. I mean, Bam has to be moved for you guys to get KD, and that's just not going to happen.
Yeah, I don't think it will happen. All right, then the Cavs. I think KD would nix that before it could happen.
That would be really cool.
I don't even think we need to go through the rest of the teams because I honestly don't think there's there's any more teams.
Sixers, no.
No.
Milwaukee, no.
No.
Knicks, I would think, no.
No.
The Knicks are the only reason why the Knicks are definitely a no is because I'm pretty sure the Nets front office is unwilling to trade with the Knicks.
Nets, that's the team he's on, so
Maybe.
yes. Houston, no. Toronto.
Toronto is currently talking with them.
Toronto's interesting, but they're just like, why get rid of the future for. And then Durant's such a vital piece. Like Durant.
My thing is,
Durant could retire next year. It wouldn't shock me.
Is there any chance the Raptors could get Durant without getting rid of like Siakam?
I think they don't want to get
Durant
without getting rid of Scotty Barnes.
Siakam is who they're currently offering. They don't want to get rid of Scotty Barnes, which is the player that the Nets want. Which I don't know why the players want him instead of Siakam. If I have Ben Simmons and I'm not moving Ben Simmons, I would rather have Siakam than Scotty Barnes.
Scotty Barnes though is like you can build around Scotty Barnes. Siakam's like you're just kind of betting on Ben Simmons and him like playing.
Yeah, my thing is like you're not building around though when you have Durant for the next few years, and then when he's done, now all you have is Scotty Barnes. Like you're in trouble. So like to me, it's like keep the guy who's more ready right now, but whatever, do what you want.
No,
okay, Pelicans. Pelicans no, unless they trade Zion.
No, the Pelicans have no. The Pelicans definitely have a package they can trade because they can trade Brandon Ingram, and they have a couple of other guys there that they could trade. And
Is Brandon Ingram
they've got a
attractive
million
enough?
picks. They've got a million
Oh,
picks.
okay.
And I think yes, Brandon Ingram was very good last year.
I mean, yeah, but would they have to do Ingram and McCollum?
No.
I don't think the Nets want McCollum's contract in addition to it,
Yeah.
but they could probably trade Brandon Ingram, Valanciunas, and then any one of the other first round draft picks they've already made, and all the future ones they have. And that's a very good team with Zion, KD, and CJ McCollum, and
Yeah.
whoever's left.
I'm not sure if Durant would be about that though. He's like, I don't want to play with the 400-pound man. But,
Maybe.
Zion's weight is an
Spurs,
issue. The Spurs,
no.
they wouldn't even want to do it, even if they could. Even
Unless
if
you
the
guys-
Nets just
unless
really
you guys
liked one
gave
of our
them
young guys, or
all of
two of
your
our young
first-round
guys, or three of our
picks.
young guys. There's just no point.
Or just all your first round picks because they're gonna suck even with Durant.
I mean, no. We don't have. We have like half as good of an offer as the Pelicans could give them. Like, there's
Yeah.
no reason why they even listen to an offer from the Spurs.
Uh,
Let alone a reason why the Spurs would offer.
The Suns are in it, obviously. The Grizzlies don't really got anything worth. Right.
The Grizzlies could trade Jaren Jackson Jr., Desmond Bain, and then a whole bunch of firsts, and that's an interesting trade. And they have some
Would
other
that
guys.
really give them a chance, you think? I mean, that would be a nutty team then. Ja, Durant, and Adams.
Yeah.
Big three.
The big three. Jazz.
No.
Now the Jazz don't have
OKC,
the
baby. He's coming home.
I mean, OKC, yes, but why? I just
Shy and Giddy, baby.
probably wouldn't even
Just
be.
kidding.
Gibby would probably he'd probably get
Giddy.
traded.
OKC have to keep Shy and Giddy at all costs. I need Shy, Giddy, and Durant.
They'd probably
on
rock
a
with
team.
Shea, Chet, and him.
Oh yeah, I forget they have Chet.
Probably send the Nets
this-
Dort too. That would probably help
Chet's the
money.
next Slim Reaper, right? He's the next one, supposedly.
Supposedly. But yeah, I mean the Thunder there, but I just like why I don't know. I don't think he'd go back.
Kings, no.
even if he's willing to, I don't think you can put a good enough team around him fast enough.
Yeah, I agree.
Kings, no. Pistons, no. Timberwolves already said no.
I could see
Magic.
the Kings making the trade.
Why would he? He would never.
Why
go to
would he
Sacramento.
do it?
I don't know that Kevin Durant would want to do it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He wouldn't.
He would never go to Sacramento.
Magic, no. Portland, I would say no.
No.
Portland is kind of interesting if they could talk him into it. Like if they could talk the Nets into it.
I just don't think.
But I like Shaden Sharp, Anthony Simons,
I think Charlotte has a chance.
Nurkic, and a bunch of firsts. I don't know if that's enough. I don't think it's enough.
Being completely ignorant on what Charlotte has to work with draft pick wise, I would say they have a chance.
I don't think they have a chance. I don't think they have because they have LaMelo Ball, and then they've got nobody else worth trading. And if you're trading your best player like that, then you're not having Kevin Durant doesn't do anything for you.
What about Miles Bridges?
Yeah, I was thinking like Oubre.
Miles Bridges might legitimately be in jail. It's coming up soon.
Yeah. I think Jake, we've gotten your point. I think there's just no. I don't know.
I mean, there's only 3 teams left now, and all of them are no's. Nuggets, Pacers, Clippers, right? I don't think any of those would be in it.
No, I don't think so. So it's just like there's no the reason there's so many damn no's is because the Nets want so much shit for him. But they're just
Well, it's a mix of like you need to be able to get a lot, and the team needs to still be good when he gets there, because otherwise
Katie's
he'll
like
say no.
I want to go for and play with all-star level players. It's like I'm sure you do, KD, but you've signed this 3-year contract and you don't want to stay in Brooklyn anymore.
I still think the best offer is the Pelicans. I think that's the team that I think would be able to survive the best, and they have the most first-round picks, and technically not an all-star in Brandon Ingram, but a very, very good player that I think that would be a fun return to have. Him and
but you have
Valanciunas.
all-stars in Zion. He counts for at least 2.
Maybe 3. Well, honestly, too, when you think about it, though, Jake, Durant's so lanky that maybe he only counts for half, and then Zion counts for like. Maybe we're still at
Yeah,
the same
Zion. They're
number.
just gonna cut some of the fat off Zion and slap it around Durant.
Oh my God, the
Just
best team in the NBA. They're unstoppable. I'll fit Zion and a bigger
Yeah.
Durant. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I need to
Not
go,
everyone
man.
does it.
I'm not even watching the NBA if that happens. Not even
Yeah.
watching. Well, I think we've beaten this KD thing into a dead horse like most basketball podcasts are doing right now.
Why do
E-
people talk about basketball? This is weird.
Everyone's just sitting around waiting for the ball to drop.
Durant's
And
gonna
if
go somewhere. He's gonna play. They're gonna be good.
well, not
And
what
then it's
the-
apparently
still gonna
Jonah.
and then it's still gonna be down to like 4 teams in the finals. It's gonna still be like Milwaukee, Celtics, and Heat in the East, and then like Warriors, Suns, and depending on how it goes, I would say Lakers in the
Is
West.
there any?
As the third.
Do you think there's
Wait,
any?
are you really just ignoring the Clippers?
Yeah.
Do you think there's any interest to the Nets not sending him to a team in the East, or do you think they just want the biggest return they're gonna get?
I think they're just taking the biggest return.
Okay.
I mean, they've already been talking to Toronto.
Well, that was kind of my point with the going back to the Raptors with the why take Siakam if you're gonna like, are you really hoping Ben Simmons and Siakam and whoever else is there can
Gonna
really
compete with Durant?
compete with a
Siakam is an
Raptors?
All NBA player.
Yes.
So
Durant.
is Durant.
Durant's a little better.
I mean, of course. I'm just saying, Siakam is a very good player to try and pair with Ben Simmons.
But
Yeah, but
my
not
argument
if you're
is, can
trying
they
to
compete?
then go back and beat the Raptors or the Bucks.
What is? I mean, my question is, what is more likely? You picking Siakam and going competing with Durant in the East, along with the Bucks, along with the Celtics, along with the Heat, or trading for
I don't
Scotty
think
Barnes and letting Scotty
No,
Barnes
no,
get
no.
better and better while Durant
I
ages and everybody else ages? Because all the teams, I mean, the only ones that's really
no,
young
no,
are the.
that's what they want. But the Scotty Barnes is untouchable. The
No,
Raptors have
I
already said
agree.
that,
I agree.
and that's so you have to you have to look at what's actually available. And I like Siakam and Ben Simmons, and then whatever
I think
other player you get off of them.
I think that's
Maybe
me
if
and
you also
Drew's
get
point
OG
though.
Anunoby, then I think you have a solid starting 3 to build around. And
I
you have
think
a
that's
bunch of
me and
picks.
Drew's
You have a
point
bunch of
though.
picks. You move the picks that you have now because you have all of Philly's picks. You have a bunch of Raptors picks, and then you move those to get another guy to pair with those guys.
Yeah. I think me and Drew's point though is it's the Nets and it's Durant. They're saying we're gonna get an ideal trade eventually. We're gonna get what we want eventually. We may have to wait till start of next season. But we're gonna get what we want. So why would we settle for Siakam? Why would we settle for an aging player?
I don't think it's settling. What do you mean an aging
What?
player? How old do you think Siakam is?
He's like 28, 29, right? Like 28.
I think he's younger than that. I think he's like 26, 27. But
He
I-
is 28, but
He's
still,
28.
28 is not old.
It's not old, but it's not building for the future, and that team is not winning right now.
My point is that they can still do some other things. Like they're gonna trade Kyrie. They'll give it some more assets, so they can just throw things at getting another star from somewhere.
Bro, if they trade KD for something crazy like that, Kyrie's going for chump change. At that point, because no,
He's going for
what's he
Westbrook and
used
a
to?
first.
Even if he goes for like Westbrook and then like a first, and that's all they get. They still have that's another first round draft pick they can trade to try to get somebody else to pair with them. Siakam is all NBA. Ben Simmons is a multiple time All Star.
Who
They'll
hasn't
probably get
played
it.
in a
Probably get
year,
at least. They'll probably get OG Anunoby as well.
who couldn't even
from
show
the
for
from the
12
Raptors.
minutes in the playoff game when when they were going to lose.
I think the Nets were never going to be great after having to give up these two guys. They were never going to be great right away. And I think this is perfectly fine. I think this is probably just as well, if not slightly worse than Scotty Barnes. I think it's perfectly fine. Scotty Barnes is practically the same player as Ben Simmons.
Yeah, but he's not like not. I have like
Not
mental
soft.
blocks. Jake said it.
Yeah, not soft. That's the
That's all.
difference.
I mean, I would be stunned if you could talk to every GM and be like, if you could have one right now, who would it be? I would be stunned if there weren't more than like 3.
That doesn't matter. Like Ben
I think
Simmons isn't you can't
I think
trade Ben
maybe the
Simmons,
Mets
so you
should.
have to move forward with him as part of your team.
I don't
So,
know. I don't know. We just need it to happen, man. We just
the
need it
Nets
to
are
happen.
screwed. That's what we're hearing.
They are screwed. But we just need to wait for it to happen. We just need to wait. Because I mean, KD's not gonna play. Kyrie probably won't play. So if you just keep them and they just don't play, it's like you're sending Patty Mills and T.J. Warren out every night. Like, eventually, the Nets are gonna be pressured to have to move one of these guys because they don't have picks for the future. They have nothing. They have no future right now because of the Harden stuff. So eventually they're
No,
back.
because of the Harden stuff. Because of the Harden stuff, they have bad picks.
Eventually they're gonna have to do something to fix this franchise from being terrible, from being the new Sixers, and having to start the process. Like,
I don't even think you have to say they're a different team. They're just the same position they were a decade ago after they
All right.
traded for the Celtics guys.
How many first round picks do the Knicks have?
I don't know. I think guys, it's been a long first pod. I think we need to close it up. We talked a lot about KD again, like every podcast does, because we're in the driest sport part of the year. I know nobody else on here likes soccer, but even the damn World Cup moved to the freaking December. So there's literally nothing happening.
Oh no,
right
it's
now.
happening while good sports are happening. Oh, there's not a chance I know a thing about soccer then.
Oh, I'll bring it up.
Hey,
Don't you fucking worry.
Did y'all see though the WNBA All Star Game was today? Or I think it was today.
Okay.
But look, I posted it in the thing. You can see they showed she won the Kelsey Plum won the WNBA All Star Game MVP. Look at the trophy they give them.
Is it nice?
No, it's a joke. Like you could buy a nicer trophy at like Dick's Sporting Goods right now.
I'm pretty sure I have Little League sports trophies that are better.
All right, let's
Yeah.
I'm not going to allow
But
bullying of the WNBA here.
No,
All right,
I'm
all right,
saying
all right.
WNBA put some money into this. Like
They can't. They
Get
don't
them a
make
better
any.
trophy.
They don't make
no,
any.
no. Most of the money that goes into the WNBA is the NBA giving them money, and or Kyrie supplementing all of their salaries.
All right, I'm not gonna have this horse shit. I'm not gonna have us talking about the damn WNBA when we don't talk about soccer or fucking even baseball. We're not doing.
But
this,
it's
guys.
all within line with the
I'm
NBA.
willing to talk about baseball.
But look at that. Look,
Shut
that
up.
trophy right there you could buy for $70, and it would be significantly better than the one they
All
just
right.
gave.
All right, we're closing this pod up. First good pod. Talked about free agency. Don't know how much more NBA stuff we're gonna do. I know our next pod, our next pod, barring any crazy KD Kyrie trades, it's gonna be based around. We're gonna preview the NFC South, AFC South for football for this coming season. See what these teams are gonna do. We might have some copium takes one way or another. I know Jonah had never heard of the negative copium take, but he took it on the chin today for the Spurs. So maybe there'll be some NFL teams that might take it on the cheek. Thanks for listening.
I'm going down swinging. I don't like these negative copium takes.
Copium's
That's not
negative
copium.
sometimes. Yes, it is.
I don't like it.
Well, fucking with your your copium doused with hopium, I'm gonna have my pure copium. I like
All
the
it
pure
says
shit.
is lying to yourself in order to cope with something on Urban Dictionary.
Yeah. What do you gotta say now, Joe?
What Jake just told me is that the Spurs are good.
No. All right, that's it. See you guys.